Every one of you. I don't know about you, but I am proud to be an African American.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
They may not want us to know about our history, but we got some good stuff in our history.
Yes, we do.
We got engineers in our history. We got millionaires in our history. We got innovators in our history.
Yes, we do.
And the truth of the matter is, without us, this country couldn't survive.
Tell it.
I thought I was going to have some help right there. Without us, some of these businesses would not be booming the way they are.
That's true.
Genesis chapter 21, beginning at verse 9. Will you have it? Say, let's do this, preacher. Of the English Standard Version, you will find these words. But Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, whom she had borne to Abraham, laughing. So she said to Abraham, cast out this slave woman with her son. For the son of this slave woman shall not be heir with my son Isaac. And the thing was very displeasing to Abraham on account of his son. But God said to Abraham, be not displeased. So Abraham rose putting it on her shoulder, along with the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water in the skin was gone, she put the child under one of the bushes. Then she went and sat down opposite of him a good way off, about a distance of a bow shot. For she said, let me not look on death of the child. And as she sat opposite of him, she lifted up her voice to God and began to weep. And God heard the voice of the boy, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven and said to her, what troubles you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the boy where he is. Up now, lift up the boy, and hold him fast with your hand, for I will make him a great nation. I want to preach from the subject, as it be God's will. God came through again.
Oh, yes. He always does. Always does. Thank you, Lord.
Do
Thank
me
you,
a favor,
Lord.
look at the person next to you, tell him, neighbor, my testimony is God came through again.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Dave, we're going to have to work today. That was the wrong neighbor. Look at somebody else and say, neighbor, my testimony is God came through again. That's your testimony. Clap your hands and give him praise right there.
Thank you, Lord.
Let me begin briefly by telling you that what we're witnessing is a promise that has finally been fulfilled. Abraham and Sarah have received this child in which they have waited for so long. In fact, the Bible tells us that when Sarah was in her elderly years, she had finally conceived a son whose name is Isaac. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, Abraham already has a son whose name is Ishmael, who was brought into this world by his midwife, the slave or the bondswoman known as Hagar. So when we reach chapter 21, we think that we're going to start with joy and excitement and praise, because the promise of a seed coming to Abraham, whose name was changed from Abram, which means father of many. We praise because this means he's going to be a father of a plethora of children. But the oxymoron is, how can you be a father of many when you and your wife can barely have one?
My Lord. My Lord.
And so we start chapter 21 with a praise, Pastor. We started with excitement because the promise has finally been fulfilled. But when you read on, you realize there's a little scandal on our hands, because we're told he's going to get a son who's going to be the heir of all of his belongings. But the scandal is he already got a son. And it's not by his wife Sarah. It's by his midwife Hagar. See, you're going to make me work. Let's try it again. Isaac is to be the heir to everything that belongs to Abraham. He is to become literally the sole beneficiary of all the blessings that belong to Abraham. There's tension that rises here, kingdom, because once again, Isaac ain't the only son. He got a brother by the name of Ishmael. And you would have thought because Ishmael is older, he should have been the one that got everything. But the problem is, Ishmael didn't come through the covenant. He came because somebody was convenient. I see you missed it, ladies and gentlemen. And now there's a situation going on because Sarah, while she was doing her duties one day, seen that Ishmael is mocking Isaac. And so she feels some type of way. And so she tells Brother Abraham, she tells him, hey, I know you got your little side piece over there. And I know you got your baby mama and your son over there. But he's mocking our son. I ain't happy with that. So what I need you to do is, I need you to kick them to the curb and worry about me and Isaac. There's a problem here because there are some Mesopotamian laws in the region that say a slave or a bondwoman cannot be kicked out under any circumstances. And so now Abraham has to deal with a dilemma because now he has to dismiss his firstborn son in order to please his first wife. Y'all ain't with me here. And so, can we be honest, this gotta be very difficult. Put yourself in Abraham's shoes. This has to be something difficult to comprehend because the firstborn got to be dismissed, and you still got to deal with your wife over here. You missed it. I'll try it again. It's got to be an uncomfortable situation because the woman who you decided to give your seed to, you now have to push her away. Even though your wife is the reason why you did it in the first place. And so now you have to kick them to the curb, all because she's seen something that wasn't pleasing, and now you have to get rid of him just to deal with them. So he goes to God. He said, God, what am I supposed to do? And God says, don't trip. Just do what Sarah wants you to do. Isn't that just like God when you find yourself between a rock and a hard place, trying to figure out how I'm going to make this work? And somehow when you give it to God, God always makes a way out of no way. I thought I had some people in the house who could be honest and say, preacher, there have been times where I had to struggle between paying my tithes and paying my bills. There have been times I had to struggle with leaving family and leaving friends and being by myself. But when I'm being by myself, it's a dangerous place to be. Has you ever been in a place when you ran out of options, your back was against the wall, didn't have options on the left, didn't have options on the right, seemed like life kept knocking you backwards every time you tried to go forward, and that's when God stepped in. In fact, I found out, Pastor, he may not come when you want him to, but whenever he shows up, it's always on time. So it's just like God to step in the middle of your mess and make a miracle out of what you made a horrible decision out of. And so there are some questions that we got to ask, y'all. There's some questions that such as, why would God split up this family when God is all about unity? Why would God tell him to get rid of Ishmael when he came first instead of getting rid of Isaac, who came second? Why would God split up this brotherly bond that could have dominated any enemies that would have came towards them? It's right here in the text. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand, there's a major difference between Ishmael and Isaac. The difference is Ishmael was born out of the flesh, but Isaac was born out of fulfillment. If you don't believe me, Paul tells us in Galatians chapter 4, verse 21, that the one that is born after the flesh, he persecutes those that are born after the Spirit. And so Isaac, what we understand is there's a big difference between Ishmael and Isaac because Ishmael comes out of a comfortable situation, but Isaac comes out of confirmation. Still ain't feeling me. Ishmael comes because of foul's play. But Isaac comes because of fulfillment.
My God.
Ishmael comes because of man-made options. But Isaac comes because of manifestation. And so what I'm tripping about is Ishmael is mocking Isaac not because his name means laughter, but because even he realizes, because he's 14 years old at this age, he realizes there's no possible way for you to be here because your parents are really old. All right, I see you missed the point. The shout. Ladies, can I give you the shout? The shout is Isaac is a miracle baby.
Yes, he is.
Because the reality is he came from dried up eggs into a living situation. And so the reality is what we see here is a miracle dismissing itself from mess.
My God, my God.
Because the reality is Sarah got a problem with this. The reason why she got a problem is because she's looking at Ishmael mock her miracle. She's looking at Ishmael talk about her blessing. She's looking at Ishmael make fun of something it took her and Abraham so long to make. And she got every right to feel how she feels. Because the reality is, kingdom, and some of you gonna catch it, Ishmael don't know what they had to go through just so Isaac could be here. Okay, can we pause and just admit that there's a bunch of Sarahs in the house? Because the reality is, all of you would have turned up if somebody was talking about something you was waiting on God to give you for a long time. Okay, you gonna sit there and act real funny with me. You mean to tell me you wouldn't go take off your earrings and pop your neck and have an attitude because somebody is talking about something that belongs to you when they don't even know what you had to go through just to have what you got now? So I realize there's a bunch of Sarahs in the house because everybody has experienced somebody trying to critique your miracle when they don't even know about the mess you had to go through before you got the miracle. In fact, we can look at Ishmael's mocking real good because it shows how people will judge you based off of your appearance when they don't even know you got an assignment on your life. In fact, Pastor, I've learned people will literally downplay you because you don't meet their expectations when they don't even realize, boo, I already been approved by God and I don't need your validation even with your jacked up self trying to critique me when God has already approved me. He saw the best in me when all of y'all saw the worst in me. So the problem is we got a whole bunch of people judging when they don't even know the journey. If you don't believe me, I got Bible. Come here. Job, they thought you lost your mind because you had sores all over your body, because you lost everything that you had. But they didn't know God had a deal with your name on it just to prove to the devil that whatever I keep, it belongs to me. And they'll never turn their backs on me because I'll never turn my back on them. Yeah, that still ain't helping you. Come here, Noah. They thought you was a fool for building a boat in a region where it never rained. And they thought you was crazy until they saw some water falling down and saw the ground was wet and then saw that the water started rising up and then started seeing that they could swim in the water. But then all of a sudden everybody got to drowning, and it was at that moment they realized Noah wasn't a fool. We should have followed him in the first place. Okay, Pastor, they still don't believe me. Regina, here we go. I got another version. Come here, Jesus. They thought you was just a carpenter. They thought you was just Joseph's son. They thought you were just a smart aleck 12-year-old who was trying to tell the priests and the scholars what they didn't know about the word, but they didn't realize that you were the manifestation of John chapter 1 that says, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word became flesh and dwelt among men. When we beheld his glory, look at somebody and tell them, neighbor, please don't judge me because how I look right now does not match with the calling that God has put on my life.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Preach the word.
People will judge you.
They will. Yes, they will.
Because they see see your mess.
They will.
But don't realize the only reason why you're standing in your mess, that's a miracle all by itself.
Yes, Lord.
Okay, y'all don't believe me. Okay, it's Black History Month, so I got some black heroes to tell you that sometimes they will judge us because of the color of our skin, but don't realize we got a promise on the inside of us.
They will.
Come here, Barack Obama. Barack Obama, they thought you was just a congressman from Hawaii with a funny name, and then you had the nerve to marry a fine sister, sorry Amanda, by the name of Michelle from Chicago, and then all of a sudden they judged you because they didn't know whether you was black or whether you were Hawaiian, but then all of a sudden you ran for president and you became the best president that this United States has ever seen. They judged you by your skin, but didn't know you had a purpose on your life.
That's right.
Come here, Oprah Winfrey. They thought you was just a news reporter who landed a leading role on my movie, The Color Purple, but they didn't realize that you were destined to be a black icon and the first black billionaire entrepreneur who will empower every sister, nappy-headed and all, and let them know that you can be black and beautiful and nappy all at the same time.
Thank you, Lord.
Okay, y'all still ain't feeling me. Come here, ancestors. I got some ancestors who got judged because they were slaves. They cleaned toilets. They cleaned baseboards. They did everything that master wanted them to do. And the slave owners would give them scraps and leftovers. But they didn't know that what they was doing was getting a little bit of seasoning, sprinkling all over it, putting it over fire so it could be good and crispy. And they didn't know that what we were doing was we was creating a whole new brand of food called soul food. And so people will think that just because you a black brother with waves in your hair, they got tattooed, or because you a sister who wear weaves and eyelashes that you can't be nothing. But I came to talk to every black brother and black sister in the house. Just because they judge you don't mean they really know you. High five your neighbor for the first time and say, neighbor, you really don't know me like that. There's a millionaire on the inside of me. There's an entrepreneur on the inside of me. I'm canceling debt and poverty in my family, and whatever ran through my family, it runs out with. Do I got anybody in here? Like I say, I'm shifting the narrative with my culture.
Yes. Thank you,
I'm
Lord.
shifting it.
But can I tell y'all, that ain't the shout.
Well,
The shout is, David, we ain't just got a bunch of Sarahs in the house, but we got a bunch of Isaacs in the house. Because watch this, Isaac is a miracle baby,
yes, it is.
which means he ain't supposed to be here.
Right.
Mr. Shout. Isaac is a miracle baby, which means he should have never made it out in the first place.
Never should have.
You mean to tell me, let me give you your spiritual mirror, you mean to tell me you don't see yourself in the text? Because after all the stuff you've been through,
All of it.
the reality is you ain't supposed to be here yourself. After the judgment, after the misunderstandings, after the betrayals by close friends, you're not even supposed to be where you are right now.
That's so true.
Can I let y'all in on the secret? Come here, lean in. The devil can't stand y'all. And it's because he's still trying to figure out, how did you survive what you just went through? David, I'm only talking to the real people right here. See, people don't understand that when you shout on Sundays, it ain't because you trying to be seen. It's because only God knows what you went through. And only God knows that you barely holding on. Emily, I'm only talking to the real people right here. See, the rest of y'all can be fake, bougie, and funny acting all you want. But the real people can be honest and say, the reason why I was worshiping today is because the reality is God keeps on blessing me, even though I'm barely holding on.
Thank you, Lord.
The reality is, David, I barely bounced back from what knocked others down. I barely kept going when I had every reason to quit. I barely am fighting a daily battle not to go to my old self and get things how I used to do. I'm barely holding on to God's unchanging hand because it seems like my faith ain't doing nothing with my finances, my family, or nothing do I got anybody in here that can say, ain't no shame in my game? Preacher, I'm barely making it. But as long as I'm barely making it, I will bless the Lord at all times. And his praise shall continually be in my high five your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm faking it until I make it. If that neighbor don't shout, find you another neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm faking it until I make it.
Thank you, Lord.
And so now, reality is, Abraham got to send them away. Because Sarah has made a decree, hey, they can't be in the same household as us. She making fun of my boy. You better do something about it. So Abraham says, all right, I'm going to send her away. But when you read the text, go back home, read it in your leisure time, you realize Sarah does not call her a woman. She calls her a bond slave. Let the church shout, bond slave. To be theologically correct, we were told that Abraham was to take another woman and make a child. And this is by the midwife, Hagar.
Okay.
But now Ishmael is making fun of Isaac. And now he got to send Ishmael far away.
Make it plain.
It's not because he wants to. It's because he has to.
Right.
And so Sarah calls her a name that's very unfitting. Because if you notice, she calls her by her sin rather than her status.
Wow. My Lord.
She don't call her the other wife.
Right.
She calls her the other slave.
My God.
Which means, ladies and gentlemen, that Abraham and her conceived Ishmael because they were going according to their own deadlines when they wasn't really operating by God's timeline.
My God.
And so it's hard because now you see that Ishmael is a product of sin. And it's hard because this is a bitter pill for us to swallow. Sometimes you got to let go because holding on does more damage.
Wow. You're preaching.
The reality is, our ways always lead to destruction.
Yes, they do.
Because it was not your will to do your own will.
That's true. Now that's true.
Rewind, press play. It's not your job to operate in your will.
That's true.
When God already got a will for you to walk into.
That's true.
Which means, Kathy, you can't beat God at being God. The reason why you can't beat God at being God is because he was God way before you even knew there was a God. So he got more experience at being God than you trying to be a little God.
My God.
In fact, you don't believe me, look at Proverbs 14 and 12. It says, there is a way that seems right to a man. But in the way, it leads to death. Matter of fact, Romans chapter 6, verse 23 says, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. Ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you why we ought to be shouting? Because God knows that even when you mess up, I'll still be there to clean it up. But I got a problem here. Because Emily, you got to send away his first son. You got to send away his son all because he sinned. This is a tough situation, Dwight, because I got to kick away my firstborn in order to please my secondborn. I see y'all don't read your Bible. Some of y'all would have shouted right there. I gotta get rid of my firstborn in order to please my secondborn. I got to turn my back on my first son in order to please my second son. Y'all gonna make me work. All right, I'll give it to you one more time. I got to turn my back on my first son in order to embrace my second son.
You're preaching in here.
Thank you, Lord.
Can I tell you why we should have shouted right there? Because Abraham wasn't the only father who turned his back on his first son to embrace his second son. You don't believe me? Let's go to the cross of Calvary. It was the fourth word. In fact, it was the midday, and the cloud had covered the sky, and it was darkness sadness so it can be felt. And God and Jesus says, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? And it was at that moment God had to turn his back on Jesus just so he can embrace your dirty self. And so it's a hard pill to swallow, because after all this shopping we doing, we still got to be reminded that the God that we serve is a holy God. Which means y'all can't come to him any kind of way. Which means you can't come to his house any kind of way. Which means you can't be in his house cool, calm, and collected when we're calling on his name. Sometimes you just got to make God the God of all, or make sure he's the God not at all. Got to send him away. And the house is now divided. He does this because, watch this, it's going to set somebody free. If he keeps Ishmael in the house, there will always be tension. If he keeps Ishmael in the house, there's always going to be an issue. If he keeps Ishmael in the house, there's always going to be a problem. So Abraham does the mature thing. He says, hey, I love you, but you got to go. Can I tell you why this getting ready to set some of y'all free?
Tell it.
Because now, instead of you being Sarah, now instead of you being Isaac, now you got to turn into Abraham. Because there's some stuff that you're holding on to, and you wonder why so much hell is going on in your life. It ain't because the devil is messing up, it's because you ain't cleaning up.
Tell it.
I thought I was going to get some help here. The reality is, some of you got to learn to live by 3 words. Some of you got to learn how to live by these 3 words. Let it go. I don't know who I'm preaching to, but God says if you really want peace in your life, you got to learn to let it go.
That's right.
If you really want God to open doors for you, you got to learn to let it go. If you really want God to bless you more abundantly and more than what eyes have seen and ears have heard, and it hasn't even entered to the hearts of man, you got to learn to let it go. Because watch this is how you learn how to let it go. Sometimes you got to let family go. Sometimes you got to let church people go.
That's true.
And all of us know you need to let some of these co-workers go. Because the reality is, here's what I learned this year. Just because I love you doesn't mean I got to deal with you.
That's right.
And so I've learned that having peace is better than having people in your circle. Even Jesus had a Judas in the midst of his 12. And sometimes God is trying to tell you, you don't need a crowd to do what you need to do. Sometimes you just got to go all by yourself, cut ties with everybody, just so you can have a peace of mind and do the work the way it needs to be done. So there's a question that I got to ask you. What are you willing to let go to get your peace back?
What a question.
You can't have a good message without a challenge in it. What are you willing to let go?
What a question.
In order to get your peace back?
What a question.
In fact, some of you are fighting battles that were not even assigned to you. And so you got to learn, Pastor, you got to be selective in your battles, because having peace is sometimes better than you being right.
My God. You better preach that.
And so, and some of y'all, the reason why you can't praise is because you holding on to too much stuff. I'm getting ready to shake your table. Some of you can't worship because you holding on to this inconsistent Negro. You holding on to people who only call you when they want something, but when you call them, they don't know how to answer the phone. You holding on to people. You holding on to stuff. You holding stuff over people's heads. But God is saying, if you really want me to bless you, you got to learn to let it go. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you an assignment this week. Wherever you go, just wipe your hands and just say, God, I'm letting it go. People going to look at you crazy, and just to tell them, mind your business, it's between me and God. Because they're going to look at you saying, you clapping, but ain't no music going. You just said, no, I'm wiping my hands. I'm wiping my hands of drama. I'm wiping my hand of people who keep up mess. I'm wiping my hands of inconsistent people. Y'all looking like you don't need to wipe your hands. Everybody's hands is here dirty. But do I got anybody in the sanctuary that can say, I'm wiping my hands of some people today?
Oh, yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God.
I'm finished. Abraham obeys God, gets up early in the morning, and sends them on their way. Watch this. He gives them enough food and enough water so they'll never return.
Jesus, my Lord.
Thank you, Mama Betty. You caught it. He gives them enough food and enough water
My God.
so that they never return.
My God.
This just came hot off the press. Sometimes when you let stuff go, you have to send it off in a way where it will never come back to you. Which means sometimes you gotta be cool not telling your side of the story, because at the end it really don't matter.
That's true. Now, that's true. That's true.
Sends them away,
That's true.
gives them enough food and stuff so that they'll never come back. Bible says, now they find themselves in the wilderness. I'm done. I done bored y'all long enough.
Preaching in here.
Bible says they're in the wilderness and they run out of water, run out of food, and Hagar begins to cry out, God, I know you ain't bring me out here just to leave me by myself. I like this because she forgot what God promised her. If you go back to Genesis chapter 17, you realize that God had already promised that he would make Ishmael the father of 12 princes.
That's what he said.
Which means she's in a wilderness and she forgot she got a promise.
Wow. My God.
Have you ever been in a dry spot
In there.
and forgot what God told you?
In there. Yes, Lord.
You sitting there acting like you remember all of God's word. You sitting there like you remember all of God's promises. But there have been times when you had more bills than you had money, and you forgot that, and my God will supply all of my needs. There have been times you was wondering what we gonna eat today, and forgot that the Lord is your shepherd, and you shall not want.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Don't sit there and act like you got it all together. You know there have been times where you forgot what God told you already.
Yes, Lord.
So things get interesting because if you do your research, you realize Ishmael's name means God heard.
Yes, Lord.
I'm tripping because she's calling out to God, and her son's name means he heard it.
Yes, God. My Lord. My Lord.
She's crying out to God. Her son's name means he heard.
My God. My God.
Which means this whole time she's been complaining, he already heard it.
Thank you, Lord.
If you think about it, Ishmael never left her side.
Wow.
Which means God didn't just hear that complaint,
That's right. That's right.
but he heard everything that was on her mind, that was on her heart, and that was in her feelings. But watch this, y'all, and I'm done. God tells her, fear not. Tells her to fear not in the middle of a wilderness. I gotta take a quick commercial break and I'll be done. God, you tripping right now. I ain't got nothing around me, and you telling me to fear not. I'm in a dry spot, and you telling me to fear not. I ain't got no more water, I ain't got no more food, and you telling me to fear not. Look what the Bible says. The Bible says, fear not. Then he opens her eyes, and there's a well of water in the middle of the wilderness.
My God, my God.
We've just had a shouting messages about the wilderness kingdom. And it was there that we learned, Pastor, the wilderness is an abandoned place.
Wow, my Lord.
So my question is, where in the world did this well of water come from? He tells me, don't fear. I'm in a dry spot, but there's a well of water that comes up. Regina, when y'all catch this, it's gonna mess y'all up. not only is there a well of water there, but it got fresh water there.
My God, my
I'm not a rocket scientist, but if there's a well there, meaning it got water in it. If I'm in a dry place, if I'm in an abandoned place, where the water come from? Y'all really making me worry. Okay. David, if I'm in a wilderness and I see a well, I'm gonna get excited.
Right.
But then when I look inside the well, I see fresh, clear water.
My God.
It ain't rained in the wilderness. It ain't even snowed in the wilderness. Where in the world did this water come from?
Thank you, Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had to do my research and wondered how in the world do people even get water in wells in the first place?
Teach it.
I came to the research and realized that it is made out of rocks. And they're called aquifers.
Teach it.
And so whenever it would rain, the rock would withhold the water.
Teach it.
Come on now.
And then out of its little pores, it would let drops of water out every now and then.
Wow.
And the killer part is, these rocks hold up water for 1,000 years.
My Lord.
Jesus.
God.
Which means, Pastor, this well had been here the whole time. And little by little, it was letting out drops of fresh water.
My God.
But God, I'm still not understanding. This well was filled with water. So, you gotta help me out. I got kingdom folk here. They need something to go home with. How did you tell her to fear not? God was saying, the reason why I told her to fear not is because it wasn't the well that gave her the water.
Well,
But it was the rock that gave her the water.
My God.
In other words, what we got here is a but God situation. Because in a wilderness, you can't really dig on dry ground.
Right.
And a well is underground. Which means it was nobody but God that put the well there in the first place. It was nobody but God that guided her to the well in the first place. But then here's why I shout, it was nobody but God, the rock of ages, who put the water inside the well in the first place. And so the reason why I'm getting ready to shout is because we have another but God testimony. And I know Hagar ain't the only person with a but God testimony. Because as I look around the sanctuary, everybody got a but God story. Because the only reason why you're here is because of two words, and those two words are but God. I wish y'all would help me close this message. High five your neighbor and say, neighbor, I got a but God story. That's the wrong neighbor. High five another neighbor and say, neighbor, I got a but God story. Well, how do you know you got a but God story? I give you Bible to back it up. Ephesians chapter 2 says, but God, being rich in mercy, because of his great love, he died for our transgressions. That still ain't enough Bible for you. Come here, Psalm 73 at verse 26. It says, my heart faileth and my flesh faileth, but God is my rock and my portion forever. That still ain't enough Bible for you. Come here, Genesis 50 verse 20. You meant it for evil, but God meant it for my good. Come here, Acts chapter 7 verse number 9. The patriarchs moved with envy and sold Joseph into slavery, but the whole time God was right there with them. Y'all still ain't with me. The Bible says in Isaiah 40 and verse number 8, the grass withers and the water fades, but God's word remains forever. And I wonder, is there anybody that can give get up out your seat and high five about 3 people and say, I got a but God story. I was depressed, but God lifted me. I was sick in my body, but God healed me. I had good days, but God was there. I had bad days, but God was there. I didn't have all my money, but God was there. I didn't have all my friends, but God was there. Is there anybody here that can say, I got a but God story? And the reason why I shout is because he came through more than my friends. He came through more than my boss. He came through more than anybody. Now here's the house rule. If he did nothing, then don't say nothing. If he did a little bit, then say a little bit. But for the rest of us in here, if he did a whole lot, shout, shout, shout.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
We're standing all over the sanctuary.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you.
Father, in Jesus' name,
In the name, Lord.
thank you for coming through one more
Thank you,
time.
Lord Jesus.
God, there have been times where we didn't know how we was going to get
Yes,
out.
God. Yes, God.
But you keep on making ways out
Yes,
of no
Lord God.
ways.
Thank you, Jesus.
And so, Father, we pause for this moment to say thank you
Thank you, Lord.
for always coming to our rescue.
Yes, God.
Thank you
Thank you, Lord.
for always coming to our aid.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you
Yes,
for coming to our wilderness
yes,
again
Lord God. Again.
and bringing us out with a mighty strong hand.
Yes, God.
And God, thank you for bringing out us as African Americans.
Thank you, Lord.
Even with trials and tribulations and judgments, God, you keep on
Yes, God.
making ways.
Thank you, Lord.
Keep on putting food on our
Yes,
tables.
you do, Lord.
Keep on putting clothes on our
Lord,
backs.
thank you, Lord.
Keep on putting money in our
Thank you,
pockets.
Lord.
Keep on putting gas in our
Thank you,
cars.
Lord.
Keep on allowing us to take a next step.
Thank you, Lord.
Keep on allowing us to have the activity of our limbs.
Thank you, Lord.
God, thank you for keeping us breath in our body.
Thank you, Lord.
For that alone, we give you
Give
praise.
you praise, God.
Because can't nobody do us like you,
Almighty
Jesus.
God.
We searched all over,
Oh, yes, Lord.
couldn't find nobody.
Yes, Lord.
We looked high and we looked
Oh,
low,
yes, Lord.
and still couldn't find
Still
nobody.
couldn't find nobody.
There's nobody greater than
Nobody
you.
greater than you, Lord.
So God, bless our neighbor,
Yes, Lord.
bless our section, bless our row, bless our ministry,
Yes, Lord God.
bless those who are connected to us.
Yes, Lord.
Bless us in a mighty way.
Yes, Lord.
It is in Jesus' name. We all said amen. Come on, clap those hands and give God praise for the word.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Glory to your name, God.
Praise the Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Yes, Lord.
Amen. Let's praise God for the word this
Yes,
morning.
God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
But God.
Thank you, Lord.
Can somebody say, but God?
But God.
Think about your but God testimony this morning and praise Him.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
Let's be a blessing to the man of God as
Yes,
he comes, as he's given to us.
Yes, Lord.
Amen.
Yes,
Let us
Lord.
pray. Father, we thank you for this word
Thank you, Lord.
of sacrifice
Yes, God.
that you did for us.
Lord, we thank you, Lord.
Could have been wiped out, but
Could
God.
have been, but you, Lord.
Thank you for reminding us what you
Thank you, Lord.
gave up for
Yes, Lord
us.
God.
You gave up your son
Yes, Lord.
that we might live.
Yes, Lord.
And not only then be your son.
Oh, yes, God.
So as the word was preached to us this morning, we give.
Yes,
We give
Lord.
lavishly.
Yes, Lord.
We give excitingly.
Yes,
We give
Lord
cheerfully
God. Thank you, Lord.
to the man of God that preached your word.
Thank you, Lord.
Father, bless all the givers today.
Yes, Lord.
Father, release whatever you have in their hand,
Oh, yes, God.
that you might release what you have for them.
Yes,
As
Lord.
we give up sacrificially,
Yes, Lord God.
we know what we give up sacrificially will be matched
Yes, God.
by your matchless grace and mercy
Yes, Lord.
this day.
This
In
day.
Jesus'
In your
name.
name, Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
Wherever you are, please come. for seeing our own sister Brenda Carlisle here this morning. Amen. We know what she had to do this week, so keep her and her family in your prayers. Amen. It is never easy at all to lose a loved one, but we do count on the counsel of God and the mercy of God and the love of God to sustain us during our hard times. Amen. Amen. God is good. Good to see everybody here who we haven't seen in a while. Amen. God is good. Can we stand?
Yes.
Amen.
Wonderful.
Amen. Amen. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you. And may the Lord give you peace. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Don't forget about Tuesday night Bible class. Amen. And on Wednesday is our sound class. Amen. If anybody wants a bike, Reggie has 2 bikes to give away. He has 2 bikes. I see a hand in the air already, but if you need a bike, please see Brother Reggie.